What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another Genshin Impact video. So, in our previous video we were talking about Mavuika and how the buffs and the nerfs affected her, mainly all the massive nerfs. Now, in this video we're going to be talking about skip or summon. Should you skip Mavuika, should you skip Arlecchino, or should you skip Clorinde, or the most fan favorite of the update, Citlali? Now, I'm going to be very quick with all the brief analysis of each character. Now, Mavuika, should you skip her? One thing that's very important is Mavuika is going to be a main DPS hyper carry, but she can also be used as a sub DPS because of her, supportive capabilities with her elemental skill, her Pyro application, as well as her ICD. But just in fact, because of the fact that she can apply Pyro consistently, not as much as Xilonen, but can apply Pyro to a level that helps not only other characters who are from Fontaine, Inazuma, but also from Sumeru, but also helps Natlan characters as well. One thing that is important is if you want to run Mavuika as a hyper carry, you are going to need Natlan characters. Yes, it is important. You will need to have Xilonen. She is fundamental to have the uptime for your fighting spirit and to make sure that you have yourself your Night Soul consumption. She's just amazing. It's bread and butter. You need to have Xilonen. Simple as can be. I know we're also going to get the Pyro Traveler, but the thing is, Pyro Traveler, we don't know too much about her. Or him, depending on who you chose as a Traveler. Now, moving on to Citlali. She is going to be, if not the most summoned person in the current update for 5.3. She is phenomenal. A shielder, a buffer, and cute and amazing. I must say she is going to be phenomenal for characters and phenomenal for teams, as well as for free-to-plays as well. Now, I really don't recommend getting Mavuika if you're free to play and you don't have Xilonen or any other characters. If you did summon for Chaska, you summon for Mulani, or summon for Kanich, or there's other Pyro or should we say Cryo teams or Hydro teams that you've or like different DPSs that you've got, then yes, Mavuika might be helpful, but realistically, she's going to be fundamentally important. If you don't have those Natlan characters, it's going to be very difficult to really run her in an optimal team to where you can do consistent damage. Not decent damage, but consistent damage. Now, Citlali, as we all know, she's going to have an insane shield, and Citlali both not only gives us this incredible shield, she also reduces the resistance of Pyro and Hydro, which is phenomenal if you do any Cryo reactions like or freeze, or if you do any melt with Pyro. Now, as I said, this is going to be bread and butter. Arlecchino is in the second half. Now, Arlecchino, do you need to get Arlecchino? In my personal opinion, as a Pyro DPS, Arlecchino is a better person to summon for compared to Mavuika. Mavuika, you need too many things for her to work. Yes, Arlecchino, you can still use a lot of 4-star weapons that still work really, really well. If not 3-star weapons and work really well on Arlecchino, you don't necessarily need to have Citlali. There are other vape teams that work well with Arlecchino, but Mavuika, you're going to need to get her weapon. You're going to need to get some 4-star alternatives. They're not going to hit as hard. Yes, Mavuika will need to use the Cinder City set, or she might necessarily use the Codex set. Unfortunately, Mavuika doesn't have a signature set, which sucks. Now that means that, is she going to be amazing? I don't know, but she's definitely going to be great with Chaska and those other DPSs and other sub-DPSs from Natlan, as well as Snovilet or any other characters like Grizzly, or should we say Ayato. Now, let's be real here, Clorinde. Now, Clorinde is going to be wonderful because we know that she can be used in Overload now, having Chevreuse. She's going to be really good with Mavuika because she has insane normal attacks, and obviously normal attacks help funnel towards the Night Soul fighting spirit that Mavuika needs for her elemental burst. But Clorinde has some changes when it comes to teams. She can use in aggravate teams, she can use in overload teams, and because we recently got Auron and we have Chaska, she can actually be used in electro charge teams, as electro charge did get buffed in 5.2. So realistically, Clorinde isn't a bad person to summon for. She's actually got some variety within teams, and she's actually a very fun unit. I would personally suggest, if you want to get Clorinde, you should consider it, because the weapon banner will be wonderful, especially for Arlecchino if you do want to get her weapon. Now, the thing is, and this is the main problem, for people who don't have Primo Gems, it's going to be very difficult, because obviously, as we know, we have the 5.3 Chronicle Wish. Now, the Chronicle Wish is going to be very, very, very scammy. It's scummy. It's basically Hoyoverse saying, we know you have money, we know you want Shenhe, even though she's not going to be great, you're going to get her regardless. I personally have to suggest this to you right now, the Chronicle Wish is a bait. Do not summon on this banner. I know there's other banners that we've had with Dea's weapon, with Tainari's weapon, but this banner, I urge players, do not waste your money. Please don't summon on this banner. But as a whole, Mavuika, I think she's going to be a decent summon, but I know she will have a rerun as an Archon, and when it comes to Arlecchino, Mavuika, Arlecchino just looks better, and Clorinde as a DPS is really, really viable, but in my personal opinion, the troop and the main ace of the summon path, for my personal opinion, for FDPs and just for anyone in general, is going to be Citlali. Her buffing capabilities, her shielding, as well as her ability to reduce Hydro and Pyro resistance, it's just phenomenal. It just helps so many different teams, and it makes the game feel somewhat alive again, you know? It might not necessarily be extremely fun, but you know what? She can also do damage herself. So yes, the weapon banner for Arlecchino is going to be ridiculous. We don't know the 4 stars yet, but the weapon banner for Citlali and for Mavuika are also going to be insane. If you do lose a 50-50 and you get Citlali's weapon, that's awesome. It's a really good weapon. You can use it on Nahida. If you get Mavuika's weapon, it's an all-round, basically the Staff of Homer of Claymores. I'm going to be completely honest with you. Beats Dea's weapon. But anyways, guys, I hope you guys come to a conclusion on who you want to summon for and what you think about my personal opinions regards to the summon path. Did you skip or should you summon for Mavuika? Let me know in the comments down below what you're going to do. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.